Hi guys, we're talking altcoin HODL for 2026. This is a touchy subject because 2025 has proven not to be very profitable for anybody holding any alts. Frustratingly so, I would imagine. But we're going to be unpacking that in today's video. I've got a ton of alts I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So make sure to take your notes, drop in the comments below in the video, or even on Twitter if there's any coin that you feel that is deserving some attention, and I will see if I can go through as many of the coins using the buddy analyst. Before we do this, it's important to set the context of what it is I'm saying right now. Now, the chart that we are using, let's get serious real quick. Take away the audio. The chart that I'm using is this. This was my expectation, or my greed chart, whatever you want to call this. And the chart works pretty simple. We look at the Bitcoin halving, to halving 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the anticipation for when halving 5 is going to occur. And then what I did was looking at the time between the halving, we find that there's a trend, a coincidence, if you would say, around 38% of the time between the two halvings, Bitcoin tops each every time. This is represented by this vertical blue line. And the nice thing is the bottoms, 61% between the time, your golden ratio is when Bitcoin bottoms in each and every time. And this kept me sane to try and not hold out for more gains. When we reached October, September this year, this was the time when I started selling and selling, being bearish with you guys, saying that's it, getting out. Now, to put it in context, why I'm bullish on certain alts short term. Why would I be bullish on alts short term? The reason is very simple. Even though the macro look, or the outlook on this chart explains that potentially around June, July next year, there will be a bottom. A relief rally is still in play, and December kind of snubbed that. We were hoping for a Santa rally, didn't get, just sideways, boring, flat, and it's been the case now. So relief rally, what does it mean? It means that Bitcoin, on its journey to find a low, I don't know how low it's going to be. Is it going to be down there? Is it going to be there? We'll take it level by level, guys. We don't try and predict. It's not financial advice. We take things level by level. We just try and stay with the trend. The important part is that there's an imbalance and there's upside in that area. And in that environment where Bitcoin starts giving hope again, worst case scenario now, or best case scenario, however you want to look at it, that's where these alts are going to have their moment to perform. And we found this with some of these alts as well. I'm going to go through them right now. I promise you in the comments, let me know what coins you're holding. That while Bitcoin grinds sideways, if the momentum is right and everything is right for a specific alt, meme, whatever it wants to be, a crime coin for that matter, there is some significant upside still to be had with those. You just need to be a little bit more vigilant. That's it. The HODL guys, I think the crime for HODL, just hold, you'll make money, just be patient. Those guys, I think the time is over for them. But if you take this proactively, go through these coins, things are going to. So now you have the context. Now, important 3 things I want you guys to remember. Trend sets our expectation. If the trend's up, we expect it's going to go up forever. That's an important rule. Momentum sets our time, our patience. Meaning, if the trend is up and the momentum is bullish, we can be patient with something. You can hold it. But if the momentum isn't there, you need to start getting edgy. You need to start thinking about taking profit. This is what's happened here. For months, Bitcoin was just grinding sideways. Momentum lost, called it quits. And then third is structure. Structure is key. Structure is what we use to get out at the highs, saying certain areas, certain validation levels. So I'm going to look at alts and I'm going to point out these 3 things for you guys when we look at the alts. I'm going to point to the trend. I'm going to point to the momentum, and I'm going to give the structure, thereby leaving you with the hard choice the hard part, making the choice whether you want to act on it or not. Simple as that. Okay. Looking at where we're at right now, let's then start off with some of the alts. Now, the first alt, I don't want to do it here. Sorry, guys. Let me just bring up the right chart. So the first alt that I'm keen on sharing with you guys is an OG coin. So it's not something that's necessarily going to be very popular. My mouse is jumping like crazy here, trying to get to the right coin. It's not necessarily going to be popular, and it's Bitcoin Cash. Now, from a trending point of view, it's still in an uptrend, and you can clearly see that. So let's take the RSI away. We're in an uptrend. We made a high, we're making a higher high. Trending wise, we're in an uptrend. This means you can use your speed fan, smack it there, and keep it. As soon as we make a higher high, you'll have a clear invalidation. Okay, from that point of view. Momentum wise, so your expectation is that what we have is resistance turned into support, resistance turned into support. Now we have resistance. We need to break through it and turn into support. That's the expectation for the uptrend. Momentum at this stage, if we look at the momentum analysis done by the Buddy Pro, it is explaining that we're in a bullish trend. It's a reliable ongoing uptrend, which means it's not moving too fast. Speed can be your enemy. It can create an unsustainable, trend. With this, it's slow, it's reliable, it's calm and trustworthy. Okay, and which means that you can start risking. You can, on lower time frames, risk 3% and HODL or hold your long positions. So if you're in, you can hold your long positions, and you can use the 3-candle rule, which is a powerful rule using the Buddy Pro, or you can use just a normal Trade Buddy as well. The 3-candle rule applies there. Trade Buddy, the Trade Buddy gives you the exact same thing. Trend analysis is bullish. You can take action. You can take long with this one. So Bitcoin Cash has got everything going for it in the, what I say, for the beginnings of 2026. Taking the weekly, I'm just going to switch to a 4-hour chart with a pro analyst. Now you can see, and I'll switch this then to a bullish trend, that the momentum currently where we're at right now is weak. But we need to be looking at strat 4 entries, and it's in the buy zone. So the trend is up. The momentum is weak, but that is hidden bullish divergence. Normally, it doesn't look the part, but it does look, but it does have good upside. So where we're at right now, at around $600, could be considered a really good buy to try and get the higher high so that we can lock in 630 thereabout as support later on. So I'm liking Bitcoin Cash for 2026. BNB, I'm going to go back to the weekly time frame on BNB. The trend is still up. The momentum is still bullish. The structure, the invalidation for all this bullishness, as now that line is drawn in the sand and it sits at around 840. I don't want to see weekly candles open and close below 840. We're in a hidden bullish divergence continuation. BNB could potentially still then go in, even if it doesn't make a higher high, go there, or then go and make the higher high going on further. It is in the right zone for you to take attention or take note that BNB is moving strong. Look for something that's going up. Now, rotation of capital, we use that word a lot, where we say, well, money is rotating from this to that category. But you need to rotate as well. If you're in a sinking ship, consider rotating here, because you've got a tight invalidation. You know when you want to call it quits. And at least then the momentum fits or has better odds than trying to wait for something that maybe looks like this, that can still grind sideways and chop for months at an end before the momentum kicks in. I like BNB for that reason. It's a big cap. It's not going to make you retire next week, but it does have all the nice moves. Another one that I'm a favorite of at this stage is AVAX. AVAX load real quick. Weekly time frame on AVAX, though, is not there just yet, but we need to preemptively mark these out so that we can start building our positions for 2026. Why do I like AVAX, irrespective to what the indicators say? Well, we've built a long accumulation around this range. We had this shakeout, and we had a little bit of a trend and a chop, and coins traded hands. That's basically what happened there. The weak hands sold to the strong hands. And where we're at right now, again, we're in that imbalance. We're in that area where if the bounce needs to happen, this is where the bounce should happen statistically. Can fail. I mean, it's that, but the beauty about this then, if it fails, and this is now the worry you might, the risk that you have, you're so close to invalidation, it's worth taking the risk. Now, looking at this right now, what we have is on the weekly time frame, we've now turned bearish trend and we've got bearish momentum. Wait for this bearish trend to turn bullish. You can use the trade buddy for that. It gives you that analysis there. Wait for the normal trade buddy to turn bullish. Once that is done, you can then use the Buddy Pro bull setups to start hunting for longs at a lower time. And while that happens, AVAX is actually a very nice coin to short. Now, what I like is, and I said this when we had this liquidation, wicks like those, if we trade in the wick immediately, tend to get filled and some. AVAX is probably going to give you a great buy investment-wise at $4. So try and wait for that one, plan for that one. And for now, the beauty about it, the momentum being at it is you can probably dive this into a smaller time frame and short the sucker. Let's quickly load the chart there, short the sucker. Momentum now on the 15-minute is recently turned bearish. Turned bearish. 3-candle rule. Where's your invalidation for bearishness? There. One. Oh, it's probably there. Sorry, guys. I skipped a few candles. There's your invalidation, which means I need to put the Buddy Pro on bear if I want to scan everything bearish. It already gave you this morning the short at the SO2, double top. Gave you the short there, entry between TP1, TP2, TP3. Wait for the next trade will be an SO4. It will go down, it will come back, and it will create an SO4 somewhere in here. Hit that short that money, make them bear money with AVAX, so that when that bottom price comes in, you can just flip it into the nice long. You can take it there. Okay. Next coin on my list, I'm going to go back to weekly time frame. Aave, same scenario. Momentum at this stage is range bound. We're going to try and fill the wick, but I like the larger structure because we have accumulation, markup phase. And now what we had was there was an accumulation as well, and we're trying to build this into support to go and hunt new highs. I like this. Close to invalidation. It's not the right time, guys. Definitely not the right time. We're range bound, and the trend is bearish on the weekly time frame, which means that if we go to a daily, the trend will probably still be bearish and the momentum will be bearish as well. There you have it, bearish momentum, which means if you want to trade this thing on the 15-minute, yes, yet again, this is actually a simple wait for the candle to turn orange. See, momentum analysis, we've got weak bearish continuation. So this wasn't a real blue. That's why there's a momentum factor to it. It's not just about trend, it's about momentum as well. This was part of the correction. The engulfing structure is massive. So you want to trade bear setups, wait for the bear setups to present themselves. That will probably be on the smaller time frame. That should didn't quite trigger. Let's see, maybe the 8-minute would have triggered there an SO3. No SO3s. Not so lucky with the 8-minute today. But price moving back up to these ranges. Let's just load the 15-minute again. Move into this range around 150. AVAX or Aave is a scrying short. Bring the price down and create a lower low so that we can have that buy the dip money going forward. Okay. Link. I'm going to go link weekly time frame real quick. Another one I like, going to probably be one of the first movers. We're in the critical support range, so weekly time frame. I mean, remember now, the 15-minute shorts that I'm sharing, that is going to play out within that little range, you know, or so forth. So you have to remember the context of them various time frames. Just remember that. Link, I like Link. This is why I like Link. Accumulation, breakout, we're holding on to support, we're staying above this range. Yes, we're below a pivotal range, but the analyst has given you guys the support level at around 11 and 11.22 or $11.22. Stay around that range. You don't want to see a weekly candle open and close. That's a really strong support level to buy, and that's it. And then you want to be trading when you buy that. You want to be switching to a 4-hour time frame. Wait for the candle to switch blue. Switch this thing to bull setups. and then you can start tagging in some of your bull trades. We don't have momentum. We don't have everything lined up just yet. I like it. It's not just there. It's not there yet. Now, we looked at SAY a little bit earlier in the previous stream. I'm just going to briefly remind everybody why I liked SAY there and why I am cautious on SAY. SAY is in a double bottom environment, but we have that same problem where the bottom could be. So the weekly time frame SAY is not ready for me in the same way. So Stefan, I would wait a little bit on SAY because the momentum is there. It's range bound. If it wants to switch, it could. And why I liked it and why I don't want to touch it. So why I like it is because we're staying above this range. That's key. Why I don't want to touch it is because the move is still heavily bearish. Okay. I should have probably just simplified it in that way. Taking this into a 4-hour time frame, what would be the most obvious way to trade SAY? We've now just gone blue. The trend is bearish on the larger time frames. Wait for this thing to switch bearish. Momentum is range bound. It's just going to be choppy. Wait for this thing to switch bearish, the trend and the momentum. Switch the body to bear and then bang a nice short in with this one. It will be an SO4 trade. It will actually let you know. Wait for SO4s. Simple as that. Wait for SO4s on the bearish side and SAY is going to print you some really good money. Okay. I see more comments coming in from Zenodiac, AV&T, and Camino. Camino is on the list. AV&T, I'm not quite there yet, but I'm liking Camino. Let's quickly go to the next one. Actually, on the list, it was Camino. Let's quickly load Camino Finance, weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, I like Camino Finance, purely from a structure point of view. Yet again, we put in a low, we're staying above that range. The momentum at this stage is still range bound. So the weekly time frame is just going to be choppy. You're not going to make gains here. If you want to buy and HODL right now, it's not ready just yet. The trend is bearish. Wait for the trend to turn bullish. Wait for the momentum to turn bullish. And that will potentially set you up really well. Until then, for the time being, trading-wise, I won't trade Camino Finance because of the range-bound environment that we have on the higher time frames. 4-hour time frame doesn't really make a big difference. What do we have? You can see this Bart Simpson's type of patterns. It's just looking for liquidity. Looking for liquidity. The weekly range-bound environment is hurting traders on this. So keep an eye on this as well when you try and trade. We look for something to trade. Another coin that I quite liked, this was on the list, is Pepe. Now let's have a look at Pepe. I know it's meme, but I think we need to get past this. We just want to make money on some of these. That's the area we're moving in that gap. That's really good. It's probably going to fill the wick. So the investment, the HODL-wise side of Pepe is not quite there yet. The momentum is clearly strong to the bearish side, but we've got enough structure to lend to support. And why Pepe will do well then when that support gets knocked in, it will probably drive price back into this range. It's just the nature how the market goes. It will try and revisit previously lost support areas. It's just never going to do it on the terms we want it to do. It's just the nature of it. So the Buddy Pro helps you navigate that. Trend bearish, momentum range bound. So weekly, you can't do much with this. Daily time frame, quickly load. Trend bearish, momentum bearish. Short the sucker. Go to the setups. Tell the thing that you want to be a bear, boom, and take the bearish setups. There's a nice resistance level at that price point there. It's drawn the support resistance lines for you. And it's giving you an SO4, which is hidden bearish divergence. So it will grind up to this area. When you get there, you take the short. Now, I know I normally say take them within the range, the time frame it is presented. But with the support and resistance lines, statistically, this still remains valid. Now, what is support resistance line in the end of the day? It's just a memory on what people decided on was a fair deal in this given environment. Meaning, if I'm selling something and we're selling it for $100 and we're doing this now for the whole month of October, there's a support line. Yes, there will be bids for 110 and same for 90, but the conclusion is the average buying selling price is that range. That is support. People support the idea that 100 is there. But next month, something can change. Now support changes. Now we're asking the market is asking the market the same question. What is support now? Because it's all that it's trying to do, try and figure out what is support. And that might be 85, 70. So for now, we have got two levels. If I want the base to be built for Pepe, it has to stay above this level. Now, open and close weeklies or dailies, those are important ones. So there it was lost, now it's reclaimed. It's definitely choppy at this stage, at most. As long as we stay above the area, your momentum analysis points to that. Upside needs to be shorted. You don't just want to short because it's there right now. Upside needs to be shorted. Just be patient with this one. It's going to come your way, okay? Let's have a look at it. Before we go on, quick reminder, guys. Content's brought to you by Bybit. Get your Bybit account using the link in the video description. That will give you access. Everything is in the video description. That will give you access to the trade buddy indicator as well. It's going to put you miles ahead around managing your expectations on coins. It does the math for you. And that's compliments of your Bybit account. So if you've got a valid Bybit account, you can head over to the Discord and you can just open a support ticket. There's a little button there and you can send me your UID. Okay. If your account is valid and active, being used, you will have access to the indicator. As simple as that. Like I said, it's very simple. Trend analysis is bearish. Take action. You can scalp shorts. And it's a scalp short environment. There you have it. Let's move on. Altcoin. Now, Altcoin, again, if you look at this, I'm going to scale this just to the weekly time frame. What do we have? We're making a little bit of low. We filled the wick. We're building around the area. We're in the right place for the turn to happen. But the trend is still bearish. The momentum is turning range bound. Now, range bound means the odds that we're going to go visit an upper end of the range starts getting good. If the momentum is bearish still and the trend is bearish, I'm not even thinking about rally. I'm thinking just more downside. So Altcoin does look like it wants to build a base here. Let's take Altcoin to the daily time frame. There's clear lines of invalidation. Let's just switch off the bull or bear session. We just load the analyst. We just want to look at things from 3 points of view. Remember now, we want to look at this from a trending point of view. That sets our expectations, how we feel. Then we want to look at it momentum. That tells us whether we need to be patient or not. And then structure point of view, then we know where our invalidation is. Trend-wise, the trend is bearish. Clearly, you can see that massive orange, and we were correcting to the upside. So in order for me to say that the trend is getting ready for another leg, this needs to turn orange again. So we're correcting right now. So the trend is a question mark. Momentum, though, is still to the bearish side. So if you're holding any of these shorts from Altcoin or whatever the case may be, this is not a time for you to worry, to be cautious, because the momentum is clearly there. When the momentum starts turning bullish on this correction, then it's time to take profit. Okay. So weekly, daily time frame, this is still ready. But now, looking at what is happening right here, you can see that we are building multiple areas of support. So there's resistance there, there's support there. And I wish I can fast forward time, but if we stay here, this momentum is going to start turning weak or even range bound pretty quickly. And that then sets a nice tone for us. You know the rule, 50% of the wick. That's normally a really good buy. We did have a candle immediately trade thereafter, but then we went up 50% of the wick, which means I want to see this thing now. If I want to turn bullish, hold a trend. Wait for it. It's starting to show the trend wants to go up. Momentum's not there, so it's not a confirmed uptrend. We're above supports. If we reclaim some of these areas, then we will be in a full confirmed uptrend with all three of those legs pointing in the right direction. Then you can grab it, okay? Coins that have a little less, I don't know, I would say coins that I really looked, but I used, I basically abused them. COAI. Wanted to make some money. I made some money. I'm happy. So with these ones, I'm going to look at them on a 4-hour time frame so we can see what we've got cooking there. So the 4-hour momentum is becoming weakish. It's still a bearish, trend. So if wait for this thing to turn orange, use the 3-candle rule, hit the shorts, trade this thing. But once it starts reclaiming previous support levels, say this happens, this then will start becoming a confirmed uptrend. Momentum will show that, and then the trade will be taking, I will be taking this thing long, at least to 60 cents. Easy peasy. That is a really nice, obvious play coming from COAI for the new year. Pippin, let's quickly have a look at Pippin. Pippin did exceptionally well. Smaller, let's do the 4-hour. I'm going to stick with the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour, nice uptrend, nice uptrend. It's saying that we're still within that uptrend, so it is still blue. We have, however, fallen below certain support levels. I'll wait for price to reclaim that support and the momentum to turn bullish, and then you could probably drive Pippin back to 62 cents. Nice little one there. Now, AVNT. 4-hour wise, you can see the 3-candle rule. There we turn blue. 1, 2, 3, invalidation below that level. So as always, you take the long and you stay in the thing until it changes color. It's as simple as that. I mean, this is easy, but it does make things so much easier for you guys. Okay. This is support level. We want to stay above the support level for continuation. We are throwing signs of a range-bound environment because we're starting to create support and resistance levels, which could put us into a lateral range. Then, if we fall below this area, the trend will turn bearish, wait for the bearish momentum, and then you short the sucker back down to that level. But for now, this one does look really good. The higher time frame, though, suggests that we need to do a lot of this before there will be big plays back to these higher levels. Okay, that's it. It's still too soon for the higher time frames, the weeklies. The daily will probably paint a little bit of a better picture for that. Turning bullish now. That's good. Daily's turning bullish, but momentum still in a range-bound environment. So we'll probably come back down, test some area. And yet again, like I said, 3-candle rule, that would be where your entry would be, stop would be there. So at this stage, you're not in serious profit, but you're holding on to some support areas. That's the play for me on this one, on the daily. Okay. Last one, minor coin. Now, I don't like to open coins I've never seen before. You never know. It could be a scam coin. I'm not saying you're selling a scam coin, but people can get scammed. I got scammed the other day. So now I'm saying this is the coin, and then it ends up being a scam. So that's why I tend to not like to bring up coins I've not looked at before. But it's the last day of the year. Let's just do this. Okay, minor. New coin on MXC. So there we go. Let's have a look at this one. So if it's new, weekly time frame, a lot of sideways. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks old, months old. Let's take this thing to the 4-hour time frame, and that would be our macro view to see what is happening. It's turned bullish. It's above support. Momentum at this stage tells us it's still range bound. You can see we're range bound. We're still chopping within this area. Wait for the momentum to turn bullish as well, with the trend being bullish, and wait for a strat 4 setup. So that's your game plan. You want to switch this over to bull setups, and you want to wait for a strat 4 setup to appear. That's going to be the way to trade this. And then, yes, then there is liquidity probably sitting at these higher levels. Miner could potentially go and visit these ranges. But now you've got a trend. You've got a trend and completely analyzed. You know what is the expectation, your trend. You know what is the momentum, your patience, how much patience you should have. And you know where is the structure, the invalidation in this instance. Fall below this level, we're back in previous ranges. It's bad. Then cut it, throw it away. That's it. Thanks so much, guys, for taking the time. I didn't want to make too much of a too lengthy a video. I think I've given you guys a lot to think about. The coin that I've got my eyes on now is Canton Network. I'm going to load this on Bybit Spot. I like it for this reason. Trend, bullish. Momentum, bullish. No signs of people bickering over price. There's no support resistance levels just yet. So the structure tells us to go move, to go higher. So on the 4 hour, it's bullish. So swing to the 15-minute. And this is the trades that we were looking at. I think we did it on 10-minute yesterday. There's the 3-candle rule. It's bearish right now, so it's finishing a correction. When it turns bullish again, momentum's bullish. You go long the sucker. It does have more upside potential. Yes, I know the risks are big to the downside, but trade the momentum. The momentum will overrule common sense and expectation every time. Trend can be up. Momentum shifts. It breaks a trend. Structure can be there. Momentum shifts. It breaks through the structures. Momentum is key here, guys. Okay, so bet in favor of the momentum. The momentum on this thing is really good. Banana coin, if ever there was a picture. Moon, that's as well. Real world asset, and fundamentally there's a lot of play. So it's a buy the rumor, sell the event kind of coin, in the sense that there's about 6 trillion of assets, US treasury bonds, gold, and to be moved on chain, real world asset wise, assigned to them within the first quarter of this year, 2026. The coins aren't printed VC coins. These get minted as the network uses and gets adopted. So the coins have utility and value behind them. And as this happens, those assets going to come on chain. It's going to drive the coin price up on this. So fundamentally, it looks really good. The market, yes, crypto at this space, macro point doesn't really, give us a lot of confidence. But that's risk in the end of the day. You'll never have a complete guarantee. There's no financial advice here, guys. It is purely us looking at this and playing the odds of the trend. That's it. There you have it. Have a nice day. Thanks so much, guys. Have a lovely New Year's Eve. I was looking for the word Eve earlier today. Have a lovely New Year's Eve. Get rest. Stay safe. Rest well. The new year is going to be busy, guys. We're going to be really busy. And get your Buddy Pro analysis tool. It's going to be your game changer for 2026. Have a lovely day. Cheers, guys.